What is going on, fragrance family out there on YouTube? Thanks for joining me here on my channel again, Stephen Sturgill. Today, guys, we're taking a look at Oud Shamash from the Different Company. Now, I'm very much into ouds, like a lot of us. Some people can't stand oud, think it smells too funky, too animalic, too weird, too Middle Eastern, whatever. That's not for me to decide. That's just a personal thing. But let's get into the quality of Oud Shamash. Now, the Different Company, the parent company behind, the house rather, that makes Oud Shamash, as many of you already know, so many of you possibly do not, was founded by Jean-Claude Elena and a gentleman, I think the last name was something like, I don't want to mispronounce it, let me see, Thierry de Bashmakov. And they started this back when, I don't know when they started it, quite some time ago. But they have a lot of other sort of in-house noses that contribute and help to a large extent. People like Luc Gabriel and Céline Elena, Jean-Claude's daughter, Bertrand Duchaufour, Émile Copperman, Christine Nagel, Alexandre Monet, and probably one or two others, I'm not sure. But if we get into the notes, first let's look at the production and the bottle. I think I got this about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, probably about a week ago. This is the bottle. I mean the bottle, this is the box. Pardon me. Get my camera view back. And it has this gold embossing here. It's fairly heavy, fairly stout. It says Collection excessive collection, obviously, which Stephen Radolescence has already done a review on Oud Shamash. And much like some of the House of Rasasi and other types of UAE perfumers, that's similar box design. So you have the base here. Oops, let me turn that around. Sorry. That's the front, technically. This is a 50 mils. I wish it was bigger, but it's not. The funny thing about the cap, guys, it's I think this looks sort of like the old Arabic Middle Eastern towers, sort of like Tower of Babel, going back thousands of years ago. Sort of like the ziggurat, not exactly, but loosely similar. It's got this gold sticker on the front, which says Oud Shamash, Collection Excessive. And I guess this is some kind of sort of Egyptian-styled rune. It says the. Let's see if the camera can get that or not. I don't think I can get in that close, but right there you can kind of see it says the. It has a weird symbol, then it has a C, which means company. So maybe that's mathematics, I don't know, but that means different. Maybe that's a mathematical symbol? I think it's a math symbol. Yeah, I don't know why I said Egyptian hieroglyphic, but almost focused. There it is. Okay, the Different Companies. That's kind of cool, and that's raised. At the bottom it has. Oop, turn that over. This kind of sticker. Okay, don't know if it can focus. Well, the camera's trying to focus, not really succeeding. Anyways, whatever. Can't get it. Not gonna spend all day doing it. Interesting enough, the plastic here of this part, the glue came off from the inside. Otherwise, this would snap into place like so. But because of that glue coming off, kind of odd in a high-dollar production bottle, but whatever. Now, I've already got the smell here on my wrist, but I'll spray one more dab just so you can see the sprayer in action. Come up here. Yeah, really good mister. Puts out a lot of juice. Yeah, you can see how wet that is. High oils concentration. This is an Eau de Parfums. Now, the beginning opening is, it's got some of that funky animalic, almost leathery type tone coming out with the oud. There's also a citrusy floral component in there. And I will say, guys, that honestly, for what it's worth, this is the most natural high dollar oud that I currently own out of all of my entire collection. Now, the LA4, LA Saab number 4 is exceptionally close in naturalness. It's just a very different type of scent. It's very peppery and sort of incensey. And I don't want to call it one-dimensional, but it has a very sort of narrow band of dimensionality. I love it to death. Don't get me wrong, it's adorable, but it's giving you greatness, but just in this kind of range, like right here. This is a more prototypical Middle Eastern come Western Europe type Parisian take on oud. So it has those typical facets of rose. And let me go back to my Google web browser for a second. And so let's get into the notes. The notes are artemisia, saffron, which gives it a nice, slightly spicy note, if you will. I don't know how to call it, but saffron is very interesting. It can give either a smoky or a leathery or a spicy vibe, depending on concentrations and the way it's used. This has cinnamon, but I would say it's of the drier variety. It's not that oilic or oily, and it has pink pepper and rum. There's just a slight hint of booziness as it comes into the mids and into the base. Now we get rose, cypriol oil, or nagamartha. And finally the base, we get French labdanum, sandalwood, amber, agarwood, oud, woodsy notes, patchouli, leather, musk, vanilla, and finally Tolu balsam. Now the Tolu balsam here, guys, it gives it this nice, rich, warm, resinous quality in the base. And when mixed with that very, very organic smelling oud, I'm pretty sure this is real oud oil, and mixed with that little bit of amber and sandalwood, it's just a very creamy, resinous base. There is a touch of musk in here. It may be animalic, it's hard to tell, or it may be more of the white musk variety. After all, you're going to get animalics anyway between the leather note and the agarwood. And again, there's the rum and the saffron and the artemisia. Again, that pink pepper. This is really, really expertly blended and crafted. But I will give a little asterisk about this fragrance. If you are someone that already owns a fairly high quality, sort of typical, prototypical Middle Eastern style oud fragrance, you do not need to go out and get this. I want to make that crystal clear. It is excellent quality. Price is fairly stiff for a lot of you out there, for a lot of us in general. So I don't know that I'm going to give this a huge recommendation simply because it is quite pricey. I'm not saying it's not worth it. That's not what I'm saying. It is worth it, but only if you've got the coin. Otherwise, I don't know that this necessarily separates itself all that much from a lot of other really well-known and very respected houses. Obviously, the house of MKF or Maison or MFK, excuse me, Francis Kurkdjian has his infamously famous, triple threat of oud scents, and he does those so spectacularly well. You're going to find many, many oud scents from the likes of Amouage, from the likes of Tower Perfumes. I just recently got 2 Tom Fords in. I'll be reviewing those in the near future, hopefully. Also, you got your Creeds and your Serge Lutens and your Killian and on and on and on and on. And your Frederic Malle, like Portrait of a Lady, for example. You've got your Nasomatos. So I don't know where this compares to all of those, except to say that the quality here is exceptional. The blend is exceptional. But the delivery, if you will, is, dare I say, fairly basic for the terrain. That is, for the Middle East, there's really nothing new in here. This is not reinventing the wheel. It's merely adapting Middle Eastern recipes to a Parisian and Western European market, and obviously for the greater global market as a default. Quality is excellent. Smell is excellent. It's not reinventing the wheel, but it is a very organic, natural smelling oud. The oud in here is very clean, very, I think it's Laotian source, if I'm not mistaken. I think another website gave the source as Laos. And it's not overly pungent. It's definitely not fecal or animalic. One of my Tom Fords recently really came off as quite fecal, extremely animalic and extremely pungent, and I'm not sure I'll ever be buying it again, but we'll hit that review in the future. I thought that was very strange for Tom Ford, very brave on his part, but nose on this guy's was Bertrand Duchaufour. Obviously, I don't need to give you anything on him. He's world famous. Look him up if you want to. He's done an incredible list of perfumes that he has helped to design or solely developed along with technicians. But excellent smell, excellent longevity. A word about the longevity. This, okay, it's not going to push strongly past about 2 hours, and then it's going to just die down to a strong skin scent. But that strong skin scent, which will start as a very intimate scent bubble, and then after about another 2 to 3 hours, it will die down to a strong skin scent. That strong skin scent lasts into the next day. So I have no complaints. I wish it pushed a little harder, a little bit longer. I wish it was a little bit louder. But then again, this may permit office wear or situations where you are maybe too worried to blast something like La Yucawam or some of the other more powerful animalic oud-based scents on the market. I mean, you don't want to gas out a business meetup or your significant other or your cubicle cohorts. So this is not one you have to worry too much about. I will say it goes on stronger than you think, so don't be too ready for the trigger. I would start with 2 to 3 spritzes. That's it. You go no further until you're absolutely sure that you and your environment can peacefully coexist. Because I do think this is one that, although it sits on the sedate side of slightly subtle and very tolerable, I do think that if you went 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprays, you could, in the end, quietly offend people. They may or may not tell you anything, but they'll definitely get too much of an unwanted whiff, and you might hear commentary later down the road. So this is not weak by any means, nor is it a beast mode frag whatsoever. It's semi-discreet. Let's put it that. It's discreet to semi-discreet, but it's certainly there. Okay, I don't know what that was. Did not like that. Anyways, whatever. That's going to do it, guys. Tune in for the near future. We'll take a look at some of those Tom Fords. I also have another new acquisition I'm sitting on. Don't know if I want to review that now or wait till spring gets here. I'm kind of playing with that in my mind, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed the review. This is an adult-based scent. Do not recommend this for teens. I think you have to have somewhat of a strong personality to wear any oud in general. This is no exception, although this is on the slightly milder side compared to really, really heavy animalics. Again, this has a lot going on in that matrix, but it's very creamy, very smooth, expertly blended, excuse me. It's rich, it's resinous, it's a little bit floral, it's very creamy with that sandalwood, and it's a little bit leathery and funky and animalic with that leather and the saffron. Some of those woodsy notes combined with the cypriol oil and especially the agar wood, but it's not overly animalic at all. It's just very, very pleasant. That's all I can say about it. Highly recommended if you can get it at a discounter's. Pull the trigger, save some coin. Hope you liked it. Hope you liked this fragrance. If you have used Oud Shamash, or you know about it, or want to get your nose on about it, please chime in. Hit the bell for future updates, and please subscribe if you like my content. We're growing, guys. Thanks to you. Thanks to my channel. And shout out to all my other fellow reviewers out there in Fragrance Land on YouTube. Keep it spraying, baby. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms, not someone else's. Peace out. Love you guys.